Welcome back, focused learners. Today we're unpacking a massive executive shift in the diagnostic space. You know, the healthcare landscape right now is facing some serious margin pressures, and there's this relentless race for market consolidation happening. In a high-stakes environment like that, leadership structure is absolutely everything. So in this micro-explainer, we're going to break down exactly what a newly announced leadership change means for the trajectory of one of the sector's key players, and why the specific architecture of this appointment is so incredibly significant for the market.
Okay, let's dive into this. The Economic Times Health just dropped a major headline. Agilus Diagnostics names Vijender Singh as MD and CEO. It's just a single, straightforward sentence, right? But as you probably know, in the business of healthcare, headlines like this are never just casual personnel updates. They are carefully calculated signals sent directly to the market about exactly how a company intends to operate, adapt, and scale moving forward. In a fast-moving industry like diagnostics, a board's architectural choices carry immense structural weight. We have to look at why Agilus is making this specific move right now. Diagnostics providers are currently navigating a really tricky post-pandemic normalization phase while simultaneously trying to aggressively expand their regional footprints. Against that intense backdrop, the board has chosen a specific player and endowed him with plural titles. That structural consolidation, that's where the real story lives today.
At the very center of this announcement is the appointee himself, Vijender Singh. He is stepping into a highly centralized leadership position. Now, Singh is a known entity in this space. He's recognized for a really extensive track record when it comes to scaling healthcare businesses and driving aggressive operational turnarounds. So the board isn't just bringing in a new manager here, they are placing a tremendous amount of trust and structural authority squarely on the shoulders of an industry heavyweight to navigate all these current market complexities. To truly understand the weight of that trust, we need to look at this dual title structure: Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. Often, boards will completely split these duties between two different executives, right? Usually to balance out internal execution with external strategy. But by choosing not to divide these roles, Agilus is executing a very deliberate strategic maneuver. They are consolidating two massive, distinct sets of corporate responsibilities into a single office.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Let's look at what the managing director role actually means for Agilus right now. This isn't just about general daily operations. It is about having a tight grip on the gritty, immediate realities of the diagnostics business. For Singh, this means overseeing lab turnaround times, optimizing some really complex supply chains, and managing the aggressive expansion of their local collection footprint. It's about making sure the internal engines are running flawlessly to maintain those margins in a high-volume, logistically demanding business.
Then, on the flip side, there's the outward-facing, future-oriented nature of the Chief Executive Officer role. While the MD handles the labs today, the CEO dictates where the company is going to be in 5 years. So Singh will also be directing Agilus's long-term strategic vision. We're talking about how they position themselves against new tech-driven competitors, their approach to potential mergers and acquisitions, and how they secure broader market share. He holds the reins for the entire long-term outward strategy. So the crucial point is that by consolidating these roles, Agilus is essentially eliminating any translation loss between vision and execution. You get a completely unified command structure. There's no friction and zero bureaucratic delay between the person dreaming up the long-term strategic direction and the person in charge of making the daily operational adjustments to actually get there. The macro vision and the micro execution are sitting in the exact same chair, which allows for some incredibly rapid pivots.
And let's be real, that kind of agility is non-negotiable given the current arena. The diagnostics landscape right now is fiercely competitive. They're dealing with shrinking profit margins post-COVID, while simultaneously facing disruption from AI-driven testing and really nimble digital health startups. Navigating this environment requires quick, decisive action. Giving one person this unified, dual-role authority is designed specifically to maneuver through these high-pressure industry challenges without hitting any bottlenecks at the top.
With Vijender Singh fully empowered, holding both the operational reins of the MD and the strategic reins of the CEO, a massive amount of corporate friction has just been removed from the equation. So the big question to take away from this explainer is this: will this centralized command allow Agilus to completely outmaneuver rivals in the race for market share, or will the immense pressure of holding both of these heavy reins prove to be just a bit too much for a single executive? It is absolutely going to be a high-stakes trajectory to watch. Thank you so much for joining me, and definitely keep your eyes on how this structural shift plays out in the market.